Hello everyone and welcome to the SRL F1 Season 3 stream, this time for the Canadian Grand Prix Round 7 of this championship. Alongside me today will be the Silent Mole.
Yeah, alright guys, I'm back once again. Unfortunately, I was away last week at a football game, but back again for Canada, and yeah, sure to be a good race.
Should be, yeah. Lots of overtaking opportunities, of course. And obviously much better than Monaco, of course, with far more straights where you can overtake. But it can throw up the odd unpredictable weather at Canada. Obviously we could have a wet race here. Obviously we don't know the weather forecast currently. But should be an interesting session. Obviously Mike closing in on RBZ after RBZ's I don't know if you've seen it, Luke, but RBZ had this
Yeah,
really
I have.
it's really unfortunate accident at Monaco where he couldn't see his teammate who had basically been put in the barrier. He was actually in the barrier sideways, been there for a long time. It didn't go solid. It didn't go like visible ghost. So that means that Arbus is further behind in the championship than he would like to be, and Matiz is right up there as well. So the top three are pretty close up there. Mike, Arbus and Matiz being in the top three, and Matiz is on some sort of roll right now. I think he's definitely the one. I think right now, I think he's the one in a bit of momentum. He's got the momentum on his side, so I think if anything,
He's got 5 podiums in a row now. He's actually jumped ahead of RBZ now in the championship.
yeah.
RBZ getting 10th place. I'm not because he was over 9%, I guess, but anyway, but 5 podiums in the last 5 for Matiz, but Mike has taken 2 wins in second place in the last 3, so maybe that's going to be close at the top. I'm sure RBZ will be looking to gain back. He very undeservedly lost that 3rd place last week. Very disappointed for him, but I'm sure he'll be looking to bounce back. He is the world number 1 around this track currently. Oh no, sorry, he's world number 2 now, as Matiz is taking his number 1 spot, but got 1 and 2 here in this lobby, so this is sure to be a good race, and Mike is already about to start a lap.
I should go on board with him into turn 1 as he picks up very nicely. He's on the ultra soft compound tyres, of course, earlier on. And he's got a pretty good run through the first set of corners. Pretty well done. And then, the right left, very difficult. You can easily cut that. But he's got actually there's some rain coming actually there. So we said about rain, not knowing about the weather, but look already we see the rain already, and that's big.
Big for Matiz because his lap's been invalidated, so he's going to have to go around again here. And he might have to stay on the set of tyres, or it might be too wet. This could be disastrous for Matiz. He's going to have to get around quickly. But his lap's been invalidated, and this is absolute disaster for the championship. And he's struggling now. This might not be able to set a good lap here, and this is huge for the race.
Indeed, yeah, and he's going to be really struggling, as you said there. And it puts Mike Marshmallow in a very, some sort of advantage. It's basically a sprint to the line. Now, Dutch Camillard's done the fastest lap of the session so far. So all the times are going to be tumbling or probably going up in order. So you never know, you might have a surprise pulse there. But here comes Mike. He's bottled to chicane. He's lost the rear end. DRS activated once again, and he's going to come across the line now. Is it going to be on top? It is second place. So no it's not.
RBZ's had an issue as well. RBZ's gone really slowly in sector 2. This is Dutch Game of Lars could have this. This is incredible.
Yeah, I'm right on board with RBZ right now. What can he do? Obviously, he said it's getting worse and worse pretty much per corner, really much. And of course, here he comes. The chicane is pretty well done, but a little bit of oversteer on the exit. Here he comes. Got a little bit of slipstream from the car ahead, possibly, and it's crossed the line, and it's 7th place. So all the times are slower. And look at this. It's created a massive mix-up in the order, and Lars is pretty much on pole position. That's probably over, I'd say.
Lars has this.
I mean, if the rain calms down, which I don't believe it's going to do it, because this game doesn't work that way. It's either wet or dry. So if it's dry, I'll just go straight to wet and just dry up again. So that's it. That's a massive mix-up in the championship. That's what I say.
Yeah, RBZ's retired, which pretty much shows that it's going to be wet to the end. Everyone knew it was. There was huge pressure to get that lap right. One person that didn't, I'm on board with him now. Matiz coming around the final corner. He's going to be a very low position. But Dutch Gamer Lars has mastered these conditions. He's on pole by 6/10 of a second. Mike, I didn't really see Matiz goes 11th. I didn't see how much of a bottle it was in the final corner from Mike, but it must have been substantial as he loses out big time. But that grid is very mixed up. I'll just say, he lost about 6/10, but Lars has done a very good lap given the conditions. All-rounder in 3rd on this think his really debut when he's actually practiced with no assist, so that's good from him. But look at this, Feisty, Ted, Melanie and V6. You wouldn't expect these guys, maybe V6, but the other two not to be in the top 4 or 5. Danny there in 7th, but this, yeah, Matiz is going to have to do a great job now to come back from this.
I mean, if you think about it, if you think about the top runners in the championship, after Danny M7 has a bit of bad luck recently. He's, a lot of the top runners are down in the bottom half of the grid, apart from Mike. So this puts Mike in a very good position in some ways because he's sitting in sort of pole position for this race victory. Because Lars, he's not the fastest driver. He's not the top driver in this one of the top drivers in this league. So it puts Mike in a very good, obviously giving him a big opportunity to give a chance and just win this race and extend his championship further. But and it's going to take Danny, RBZ, and Matiz to come through the field to do anything, and it's going to be quite a hard one for them to win, I think, now. So obviously it is possible still, but realistically, it's probably a little bit difficult.
Yes, very surprising qualifying. I'm sure if you look at it just from the results, you'd be shocked by this, but given the circumstances, we've got a couple of quick guys at the bottom. Cam Mundo had his lap invalidated, so he's going to be right down the order in 18th. Monster, a couple of people going out on the inters, it looks like now. I'm not sure if it's going to be a wet race, because this could be decent practice for them. But I'll ask
if
quickly.
they're going on a set of inters, I think that indicates that they probably are set for a wet race in some way. Maybe it's going to rain in the early stages or something. But yeah, that's hugely unfortunate for a lot of people. They're top runners in this league, and that shakes it up, and it proves to be probably a very exciting race on our hands because lots of just pickled up, and Lars has got his first pole, I think, in the league in this season. So that's GG to him.
Yeah, it will be this season. Yeah, surprising. So RBZ though, out of the championship contenders, he's about in the middle really. Mike is in a great position. He's already leading by 19 points, 33 ahead of RBZ, and he could put a huge dent in RBZ and Matiz's chances here if he can get in the lead early on and pull away like we'd expect. And we've got into start, full wet mid-race, and dry at the end.
That's why they're doing practice, aren't they? So they know.
Yeah, surprising decision from RBZ.
I think RBZ, is very good in the wet conditions. So I think in some ways it might not be too hard for him to get through the field. But being caught up down in 8th place, for example, not really where you want to be.
The problem is he hasn't gone out on those intermediate tyres. He's retired straight away, so that could be danger for him. Everyone else in the grid is going to have wet practice early on, and at the start, RBZ could be in danger. I know he's very good in the wet, of course, but this crucial 15 minutes or so could be huge for this race.
Yeah, exactly. He said it's a missed opportunity in that way, so in that sense. So, get some practice in to be competitive with your rivals. That's good, and this wet practice sets them up for the race because straight after is a wet race. So, yeah, exactly. I'm surprised that he's taken that decision. That's fair enough if that's what he wanted to do. I think it should be interesting to see what he does through the field. He's very, very quick as well in these conditions, so we'll see what he can do. But it's going to be a very difficult race, even if it is wet. He's going to have to take some bold overtakes. Same with Danny as well, because Danny's in the same situation. But yeah, this could be a championship. This point of the championship, it almost seems like from Monaco. Obviously, I didn't watch what happened in Spain, but I think since Spain, maybe the momentum has swung back into Mike's favour a little bit. And
yeah, in Spain, Mike did a surprising one-stop. His pace was absolutely outrageous at the end of the race. RBZ and Matiz got within 5 seconds, but that was all. Mike did an insane one-stop, and that was probably a big blow to the other two, knowing that, well, they were a long way ahead, and they managed to lose it because of Mike's brilliant strategy. So that could be a key turning point. But this race is pretty crucial. If RBZ falls 50 points behind, even with his ability, that's going to be a difficult thing to gain against the consistency of Mike, who's only been off the podium once this season.
Exactly, and he was like that last season as well, where you really rarely saw Mike off the podium, and right now he's got a lot of momentum on his side. He's going to take the other two to win races to really claw in, and Mike can just sit comfortably and just say, I can get podiums here and there, and that's going to help me, switch my advantage or just keep my advantage where it is. So yeah, realistically, it's a very difficult situation for them to be in, and it's definitely RBZ. I feel quite sorry for him because the last race should never happen the way it happened. So, and but I'm hoping for a good race. I think now with this, a race is on. We've got a nice race on, and that is the main things. As we're just watching on board with a load of people on just doing some wet practice. We can't really commentate on much really because, for being honest, they've all done their laps. They've done the fastest laps on the session, so there's no order changing here.
Just saying, out of 27 races since Season 2 started, Mike's been off the podium on 5 occasions.
Mad.
Just 5.
Just 5. Madness.
And he's only been third twice out of those.
That's madness.
So the consistency is unbelievable. So for RBZ and Mike to get anywhere near him, RBZ and Matiz, to get anywhere near him, they're going to need some definitely race wins. And Matiz showed it last time out that he can do that, but he's going to have to recreate that a few more times this season because Mike's going to be there in second or third. You can guarantee that pretty much every week.
Yeah, exactly. And even with as little practice as Mike puts in, it's definitely going to be quite an easy one for Mike just to keep on the podium and just do his thing. So it's going to take a lot of winning from RBZ and RG Matiz to get back at him. I think they can do it. There's no reason why they can't. They're very fast league racers. It's going to be a little bit difficult. But also another person I think we've mentioned briefly is Kaimundo, down in 20th position. That's a long way back. So for him, this race has been pretty much already started off as a write-off. So he's going to have to try and do some sort of recovery drive. He's going to have to try and do something because, it's points that matters to the Renault team. And I think it's one of the best teams on the grid last season. Both Kaimundo and RBZ's teammates was a very good pairing. This year has been a little bit rough. So, he needs to make sure he can get up there. Actually, now he's 13th. So maybe he set a lap. And that's put him up to 13th place. So his positions are going to change. Obviously the slight position will change here and there.
Yeah, that could be huge for Kaimundo. Like, going on to those Indies obviously set a decent lap because he just gained 7 places from that. So it was a good decision for those guys. Look at that. Shots and Ninjas at the bottom, both retiring after their ultra soft runs, which wasn't quick. Not sure if they even... Yeah, they didn't really set any laps. Well, Shots did. But why not go on Indies? It's clearly going to be quicker than that. But anyway, back to what I was saying a minute ago. Yeah, Mike and Danny got a huge lead in the constructors, 45 points already, so that could be unassailable. But with Mike, you sort of feel, I'm not sure if you feel the same, but Mike, Matiz and RBZ seem to be sort of in a class of their own. So when RBZ gets 10th place in Monaco and 5th in Russia, that's a huge dent.
Precisely, yeah. I mean, I think the only person in that top 5 that I'd say that would probably be able to challenge is Danny M7, I think, realistically. So a lot of it is quite outside, I'd say. So yeah, it's quite true. They're quite, all those 3 are being a little bit outside, and it's always one of those 4 always getting bad luck. So it doesn't help the championship in that sense. But yeah, I think they've just got to make sure. I think RBZ and Jimmy Tiz will have to make sure that they are on top of their game every single weekend, and that's what Mike does to you. So they've got to make sure they do. But right now, we've got a qualifying for 13th place, pretty much. That's what it is. So there's no pole position, it's just 13th position. So oh my god, it's Joe's in 14th. Does he improve? He does improve, but doesn't improve his position. So it's a little backwards. Monsters in the wall. Any guys lower? Well, Maranzano is on a lap on his intermediates, down in 18th currently. Does he improve up the order? If he can catch Monday for that 13th position. Across the line he is. He does go up to 15th, so that's a pretty good lap there for Maranzano. As Mike's doing some wet running on his own. Maloney's doing some wet running on his own. That's his V6. Yeah, Nick Cruz is actually doing quite a good job in 9th place. With this option run, obviously set it early. But yeah, Joey's still on a lap and just trying to find somebody who's going to be able to fight. I think Joey's got a good chance of being able to fight for that 13th place, so we'll keep him more with Joe.
Yeah, interestingly, looking at the times on the engines, obviously we don't know the fuel loads, of course. Could be anything. But looking down, Mike seems to have the greatest pace at the moment. Obviously we don't know, maybe he's put fuel in to get ready for the start of the race. I know Kaimundo would have had low fuel to try and get a good quali run. But Danny's pace is looking okay as well, but we haven't seen RBZ or Matiz's true pace yet. So yeah, Mike though looking once again very, very strong. did Lars set any laps? He did a 21.9,
And
but really we don't know
oh,
the fuel loads.
and Joe has just displaced Kaimundo in 13th place, so he's on a really decent lap there to get there. Kaimundo, how's he going? He's on a lap right now. So pretty much it's basically the quality for P14. That's all it is. And hi Jack, nice to see you watching the race. But yeah, I mean it's good to see the pace also that people are just doing laps out there. We're sort of getting an indication of who's going to be where in the race in terms of pace. But Mike's going to be in a very good position.
Yeah, Mike, look at that. What has he got? A 6th place gap over probably his nearest challenger in this race, RBZ. If Danny can maybe park the buzz on RBZ as well early on in this race, well, that could be game over before we even start. Strategy is going to be huge if the tyres do change at any point in the race. Who's going to get it right? Who's going to get it wrong? And that'll probably decide this race, because I'm sure the pace of these guys is going to be quite similar. But Mike, no, RBZ's got to pass 6 cars to get anywhere near Mike, and Mike should be about 5 to 10 seconds up the road by the time that ends.
Yeah, and big race over, as you said. You know, it could be pretty much done and dusted. And Red Bull interplay could be happening there. You know, a bit of tactics going on as Gorge Crab's gone flying into the wall. Doesn't destroy his vehicle, but it's made a mistake. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be an interesting race. If it's going to rain as well, I think it's going to play into some people's hands. It's going to test the guys who are qualified out of position, how they're going to do it. So they're at times in the dry conditions, so they're going to be a little bit. They'll be looking quite good. But they need to make sure they keep themselves clean, and especially Lars on the start.
Yeah. If Lars can park the bus again on Mike, that could help RBZ, but will he be able to fend off Mike? What's the likelihood of that happening? Pretty low, in my opinion.
Mike's pretty.
Mike's pace is getting stronger.
Mike can just be a little bit more patient in some ways. Like, he doesn't have to rush it. He knows it's going to be done pretty easily. So, across the line Kaimundo goes. Does he improve? He does not improve. So it looks like he's on some sort of long run. Maybe he's put some more fuel in the car. That's why he's not improving much.
Yeah, that wasn't bad there, but it wasn't quicker anyway. Mike, though, is the one out there, and this could potentially sum up the season. Mike is out there grinding, setting these lap times on the intermediate tyres to get ready for the race, and you saw RBZ straight away retiring. I'm not sure what reasons he had for that, but if that costs him, that could be crucial.
Yeah, little things will add up, as you said. Like this is a little. In some ways, this is like a little thing. This is not going to determine position, but it's going to in the race or on the grid. But in the race, it's going to determine something as qualifying is being completed. And that's going to be. That's it.
I think, as you say, there's just these tiny little things like they're staying out for the whole 18 minutes to get ready for the race, and that could decide the championship. It's just the little things. Little crucial things that will change the course of the race. If people might say, "Oh no, it's not going to really affect us," but I think it will. Really intermediate slap that when he was taped to the wall on a dry tyres with wet track, so he's not going to be very prepared at all. But I know his wet pace is good, but will that compensate for the lack of track time? I don't think so. We'll see.
But now the session's coming to an end, and everyone's going to be getting ready for the race start, and there you go. Here's your order. So Joshua Millars takes a surprise pole position after getting out early in the qualifying session. He starts on pole for Mike Marshmallow in P2, P3 for All-Rounder X, P4 for Feist 10, P5 for Melanie 88, P6 for V6 Racing, P7 for Danny M7, P8 for RBZ, Mike Marshmallow's Lyric Challenger down in 8th place, 9th for Nick Cruz at 51, and 10th for Gorge Crab, 11th for LG Matiz, another challenger of Mike Marshmallow's, 12th for Project 994, 13th for Oh My God It's Joey, 14th for Kaimundo, 15th for Marazona AFCA, 16th for SRL Cushion, 17th for SRL Monster, the Fresta in 18th place, and Real Ships in 19th, and SRL Ninjas in 20th. That is your grid order. We are going to lead the session now, so we don't actually get our car in the in the lobby. And GG to you, Lars, man.
Yeah, well done.
Congrats on pole. I see you on in the Twitch chat, so hopefully you can have a good race from there. Some points, some very good points should be on the cards. Yeah, just to
Yeah,
see.
season. Yeah, he's had a good start to the season, 5th, 6th, and 6th, but since then a disconnection at 11th and a 9th has been underwhelming for him. But with pole position here, 7th in the championship, like probably the top 6 are maybe out of his reach slightly. But
Yeah,
if he could consolidate that 7th place, definitely it's probably best of the rest if you consider it like that.
when we saw it from last season, Commando was consistently hitting points finishes. That's something that he's sort of doing already, so that might sway into his hand maybe towards the end of the season. Maybe that those will help him if he gets some more pace. That could really help.
I'll just join after you for you.
Going back now. Look to see if they're in the lobby or on the grid. Session in progress. We'll spectate. Yeah, you can join back now.
All right.
There you go, full wet start. So full wets here for the race, and that's quite interesting as well. We're gonna get. So didn't you say it was into start?
Well, some Mike said it might have been in start. RVZ said it was a full wet start on his screen, so clearly he was right. But that intermediate running will help, I'm sure, these guys, and we'll see whether RBZ will be punished for that lack of track time. But it's going to get dry at the end, so that could be the crucial bit. As Lars is all over the place. Wow. If he drives anything like his formation lap, then I don't think he's going to hold on to the lead for very long at all.
They're all going quite quickly just to get used to the. Oh, bit of contact there with the Renault. I think that's RBZ actually just trying to get a good start and even sent back to the grid. So, yeah, just trying to get used to these conditions. Try before the race starts because this is new conditions, new territory. So,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, this formation lap is crucial for everyone. Feisty Ted glitch on my screen where it looks like he's on the ultra softs, so that's good.
That's great. I love it, Go Masters. Love it.
That is what we like to see. And yeah, Feisty Ted and Project and Camundo, the Fredson Ninjas are all apparently on the ultra softs.
Remember there's a bit in there for 2015 where on one person's screen it would be a dry race and another person's screen would be a wet race. Yeah,
Imagine.
I remember those days. Oh, league racing was fun on 2015. What a game. And hello to Mac Dizzle, welcome to the race, hope you're going to enjoy it. But now they're all lining up for the start, and 10 sitting for Lars. He can either make sure. I mean, if he wants to win this race, which is going to be very difficult, he's going to have to get a very good start here. So here we go. Everyone's lined up. We should be going anytime soon to start the race on board somebody. So here we go. Lars is on pole position. The lights are coming on right now. So here we go for the start of the Canadian Grand Prix, round 7. Lights down, away they go, and a pretty decent start from Mike and Lars. Let me head down into turn 1 here. A little bit of
Ted's on the grass.
Lars. And Lars actually leads into turn 1, so he's leading the race from Mike in P2, all-rounder in P3, and behind is all kicking off between all-rounder and six cars already. So that's given Lars a break already. And why is that being deployed?
I don't know, but I can tell you, Danny got a terrible lag start. Or he just got a terrible start, I'm not sure, because he was just stuck on the grid. RBZ went completely round him, and he went up the inside of Feisty Ted, who was on the grass for some reason. RBZ up into 6th place already, and Matthias is in 8th.
Look at that, Gorge Crab in 19th as well, so he's had a really poor start too. And we've got this Joe Marazano, and bad starts. But the guy who's gained quite well out of this, Project 94 is one that he's getting pretty well out of this. SRL Monster, definitely one, and SRL Cushion. RG Matiz gained quite a lot. RBZ in 6th place, that's what he needs to be doing. He needs to be there. He's not far behind Mike in this situation. And he's got Melody in front of V6. And luckily, these two guys ahead of him are not that slow, so he won't be held too much. But Mike, that's given Lars a little bit of breathing space. He's got the start over and done with. He's got that tension out of him. Now he can concentrate on just having a good race from here on in, and that's what you
Yeah.
can do. But we're in for a very boring 3 laps. That's what I say, because we're going to sit behind the safety car.
I've got a couple of things. Danny is 20th, so he had a terrible start, I saw, but I don't know what happened to him after that. But Matiz has a stop-go penalty.
So he's
for ignoring yellow flags.
Yellow flags. Well, that's very harsh on him.
He'll be good about that one. That could be absolutely crucial to this race. He's going to lose 5 seconds in the pit stop, and people are coming in. Danny must have been involved in some sort of collision. Gorsh Crab as well, and OMG, it's Joe. And who's that? Is that Renault in the pits? I think that's Carmundo. He's coming in as well for a set of the wet tyres. Why did it put them on ultra softs? I don't know why people are coming in.
It's quite easy. Oh! Lars has gone round the safety car, and I thought he hit it. I thought he hit the safety car. Or did he? He's slowing down for it. Did he hit the safety car?
He's gone past it. Surely he hasn't been disqualified.
No, not on our screen.
He's trying to let it through. I don't know what's going on here, but this is... Oh, he's let it back through. Okay, so Lars has let him back through. But a couple of people just making normal pit stops. I don't really know what happened. With Carmundo swapping tyres. But yeah, that's interesting nonetheless. He's pit already. So do you want to do a quick rundown of the order? I know it hasn't changed that much, but...
Yeah, so down the order, Lars is still in pole position for this race, currently in P1, got away well, and is leading on Mike Marshmallow in P2 and P3 for All-Rounder X. So those top 3 are, like I say, in V6 Racing, into P4 from P6 on the grid, Maloney in P5 from P5, RBZ into P6 from P8 on the grid, P7 is Vice Ted, who started in P4, so he had a pretty mess start to the race. SRL Cushion and SRL Monster, both the biggest gainers from this race, currently in 16th and 17th positions, and Nick Cruz 51 in 10th place from 9th on the grid. Real Shots from 19th on the grid is now in 11th place. The Fredster is in 12th from 18th on the grid. SRL Ninjas is in 13th from 20th on the grid. Marazano AFCA is in 14th from 15th on the grid, so he's going to position. Tiz has dropped so long back, 4 positions from his starting position, who was in 11th, and he's got that stop and go penalty. Project Lion 4 in 16th place from 12th place, so he's lost a lot as well. And so is Carmundo, he's in 17th from 14th. And oh my god, that's Joe is in 18th from 30th on the grid, so he's lost 5 positions. And Danny, biggest loser of them all, lost 12 positions, and Gorch Crab has lost 10 positions in last place. So that is your order for this race, and pretty interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, indeed. Not much changed, but Matiz's penalty, that's huge. He may have gained 2 places, but he's going to lose a lot more, I think. 5 seconds when he makes his pit stop. Don't know when he's going to do that, but yeah, Mike still in P2. I'm surprised he didn't get it off the start, but Gamer Lars did a good enough job. I was watching RBZ behind because I was intrigued to see how he got on, but he got a decent start as well. So we've got, yeah, looking down the order, Matiz in 15th. Oh, he's pit, so he has taken his penalty. Okay. That's interesting. So Matiz has already betting the bullet and taken the penalty. So he's 15th. That's a disaster for him. It's going to be a troublesome race for him to get back into the points.
You have to really fight through the field, and in the wet conditions, it isn't the easiest thing to do. But luckily for RBZ, in 6th place, he's not far away from the podium. He can sniff it, so that's the main thing for him. He's not far away from the podium. He's got a couple of positions to gain first, and all-round direct is no slouch. He's in 3rd place currently, and he's no slouch. So he's going to be one to, you know, that's very interesting. And the question's been asked by Smack Dizzle, why are people giving away positions? Well, I don't really know. We seem to believe that possibly they had damage maybe in the first lap. There's a possibility. But they just pitted because they thought they couldn't go on the end with full wet tyre. I don't know. Realistically, you are able to get away on the full wet tyre for a race, but they didn't think so. Yeah, and it just got to drive. My tears got to drive through because ignoring yellow flags. So that was earlier on. But that's unfortunate. Yeah. That's because I think the stunt crash at turn 1. And actually, I saw a manor off at turn 1, so I don't know if that involved that driver.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Do you reckon it will come in this lap? But hopefully it does. We want to get racing here. We don't want to be stuck behind the safety car any longer. It's going to be a long enough race with the wet anyway, but we want to get this out of the way and then back underway. And if Gomez can get a good start, he'll be looking for all-rounder to pounce on Mike. That's his plan. That'll be what RBZ will be wanting down in 6th place. But he's in touching distance of that podium and Mike, and that's who he'll be aiming for here.
It's awfully dark out there, isn't it? Look how dark it is.
Conditions.
Yeah, it's almost borderline stormy, so yeah, it's horrible out there. Right now, hopefully safety car comes in, and it is in. It's the lights have gone out on it, so here we go. We're going to go racing once again. Lars will have to get a very good restart, and he has to try and get away from Mike as quick as he can. If he wants to maintain the lead of this race, he has to get away perfectly, and it's a little bit tense at this stage. He's going to try and back up the pack, and he's going to go racing for, once again, for another 30 lap sprint in fact, for the end of this race. Now the pack are all getting together, and he'll be going anytime soon for the start of this race, and Mike will follow suit. Hopefully he'll be able to get past him for his chance to win this race. But now I think they're all starting to get going now, as yeah, it's already started. Lars has got away already from the start of this race, and here goes into the last chicane now. He goes and flicks it in there, and look at that, Mike, oh, he's cut the corner, so he's actually lost a bit of time there. Mike's, yeah, and Mike is got a pretty decent exit, but V6 Racing now in P3 all round has been absolutely
here comes
mugged
RBZ.
off. RBZ's on the outside though. He has to go to the outside of Melanie, but the car's off. Oh, I don't know if he's hit that on our screen. He hit it, but I don't know if he did. But he's on the inside, and all round is gone. And V6
and
as
V6
well.
is span.
And RBZ's going to be on the inside of Melanie here. Can he make this one stick? He's going to leave the room, is Melanie, and he's going around the outside.
He's on the grass.
And he does get it done. And Feisty trying a little look as well. But RBZ into P3. And you can see his championship rival, Mike Marshmallow, in P2 right ahead of him. And that has been a dream restart from RBZ. He's into P3 right now. And that is superb. Absolutely superb restart from RBZ there.
Absolutely incredible. You can see a couple of cars losing it completely. Melanie giving too much room to RBZ and going onto the grass, making him lose it. All round an absolutely terrible restart. And you had someone else going wide as well. Absolutely incredible for RBZ. He's into 3rd place. And now we've got Matiz. He's back into the points and he's P9 already. He's going to look to make his way up the field. And he's going to be looking at that final podium space at the moment. But RBZ, he is in P3, but he is already 3.3 seconds behind the leading duo. And we've got Mike now slipstreaming Lars. He's getting up the inside into the final chicane. This is dangerous stuff here. Gamer Lars is going to defend it very nicely, and if he can get a good enough exit, he'll probably be able to hold it into turn 1. Here we go. Lars is going to set a faster lap probably. Yep. Closely followed by Mike, and now into turn 1. Lars keeps the position, and this is huge for RBZ. The gap is now 3.7 seconds, which he'll be looking to close down. Feist has gone very wide indeed, but that's not too bad. And wow, what a huge restart that was. Matiz is 8th, he's ahead of Project 94, and now 7th. All rounders going nowhere in these conditions. Sorry, it's real shots now, going nowhere in these conditions. And Matiz is up to P7, so the championship rivals have got excellent restarts.
That's good for them as well, and that really does help them to reduce the deficit they had on Mike. Obviously Mike was in that good position, and Mike can simply not get Lars, he can't, and without DRS, that's a big thing, because obviously there's no extra top speed he can gain, and he's really had a bit of a deep moment there for Mike, and he's lost a little bit of time. Lars has gone a little bit wide too, and you know what, RBZ is looking fantastic. He's 3.1 behind these two, and it could be even less at this point.
Yeah, 2.5 now. All rounders coming to the pit, so he must have had some sort of crash. I know you said he lost it, but he's had some front wing damage, so he's now dead last. Unfortunate for him. Feisty Ted is in 4th, still on the ultra soft corner to me. And Matiz, look at this, 6th place. He is tearing through the field here. And this, wow, if he can have good enough pace, a podium is not too far out of sight. Maybe 4th place at the moment is not too far out of sight. But we've got Mike unable to get past Gamer Lars, and they're about to be joined by RBZ.
Look at Project 94 though, he's in 8th place as well. He's had a really decent restart too. He's got a really good exit from the chicane. Goes to the right hand side on Melanie, and can he make this stick around the outside of turn 1? He does break a little bit later than Melanie, and he gets the move done. So superb move by RBZ, by Project 94. He's now into 7th place, following RG Matiz. in pursuit. And SRL Christian is up next on the road on the bucket list of RJ Matiz, and so is Vice Ted. So these two are very close together. But Mike is struggling in these conditions, and so is Judge Malaz, and RBZ is in a little bit of just looking pretty decent at this stage of this race. He's looking very good. 2.5 of the leader. He's not far behind Mike. Mike will see that. And Mike's got to be thinking, how the hell has he, has he been able to do this? Has he been able to get from, down in like 8th place to get up to here and be right there with him on the restart? That's just incredible. So,
yeah, you said RBZ had wet pace, and he's certainly showing it now. We've got Matiz is closing up to 4th place already. He's 6th, but he's closing up to the 3rd and 4th battle. We can see Mike, he's not near Lars. Lars is stretching his legs.
He is. He's done a superb job, and I don't think any of us, even us two, expected that, because we thought Mike would have him pretty easily. He hasn't. And if Lars can just keep it going and keep in front and just keep that gap, I think Mike will struggle. But realistically, I do feel that maybe Matiz has got RBZ's got a good chance here to win this race, as Matiz is down to 5th place. Cushion's lag behind. Actually, we saw that on our screens, and we've seen that a lot recently in league races where people have lagged behind, and Cushion's done it. And funny enough, I had that in a league race yesterday, and it was a Forced India. So maybe the Forced India's got the I don't know, lag back glitch. But now Vice Ted is sliding around quite a lot now, and Matiz looking at 4th place very closely here, and Vice Ted is making a load of mistakes everywhere, all over the show here. Matiz will try and set himself up for an exit here, and he's looking pretty good here. Matiz got 4th place, and 3rd, as you said, it's not going to be out of his sights at all. It's going to be right there with him.
Exactly, this is very good. Lars has lost it on the exit. Mike is very close behind, but look at this, obviously the gap's 1.9. He is closing that all the time. Matiz is right behind Feisty Ted for P4. I'm sure that move will be done very shortly. And while the championship rivals are going to come together, we didn't expect this at all, did we, at the start of this race? The championship leaders would be anywhere near each other. Obviously the gap's 1.5, but Mike could have a chance into the final chicane. No, he's going to be a little bit too far behind. And now into the chicane, he's going to look to try and get a good run. This could be it. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get close enough though, because Lars is looking very good. And Lars has dropped on the exit. He's nearly at the wall. Mike's going to have him shortly around the outside here into turn 1. My Marshmallow says the fastest lap of the race. Conditions look like they're improving as he dives into turn 1. My Marshmallow takes the lead. Conditions are improving.
Yes, well, that was a big mistake from Lars. I didn't get the exit. He saw probably that Mike made a little mistake, and he sort of maybe took his eye off something maybe, and that's what he's done. And Mike now leads the Canadian Grand Prix, but RBZ closely behind here, and you know what, he's looking very good, and Lars could be a little bit vulnerable here if he doesn't pick up his momentum again. He could be a bit vulnerable here as RBZ is maracasting it through here, just getting that front end hooked in, and he's right behind this gang of cars as Lars is struggling with grip. But Matiz now, I forgot to say that the project's actually now off. Project's off, and he's actually lost some time here. And Kaimundo is another one that we haven't mentioned. He's in 8th place as well. So Kaimundo's back in the points. But just to mention, good old RJ Matiz has made his way into P4, and he's 7 seconds behind the leader. But look at this! Look at now, I can't get my words out. RBZ is right behind just Lars now, and look at this, 3 of them right within pretty much a second of each other, and that is incredible stuff. A second separating top 3 of this grid order.
Yeah. And you know what? It's the classic. It cost him in Russia. And do you know how many warnings Mike has? 0. RBZ has got a penalty already. And wow, it's the story of the season so far. Lars also has a penalty. And Mike's ability not to corner cut could gift him this win.
He could indeed, but that's why it's imperative that RBZ gets past. But Mike is making mistakes all over the show as well. And Lars had a really good run for that chicane, but wasn't able to make a move stick. But now he's right behind Mike Marshmallow, and still not getting away from him. And look at that! Oh, more! Wait, it's a car.
But safety car because someone left, which is a great glitch. We love that very much, wasting our time. But anyway, Matiz, what's the gap? 7.4, so he is closing in. He's closed in about half a second already. Will he be able to close that gap? I'm not sure. He doesn't have a penalty apart from that stop-go, which has already happened. But that, yeah, huge for RBZ. He threw it away in Russia. And if he throws it away here, well, he'll be very disappointed by that. But Mike, with no warnings, looking very, very good.
He is, yeah, and but I think we're going very soon again. But right now, it's got to be up. He's got to get a good restart and make the most of this opportunity. He's got to make sure that he can get a good restart, get Lars, and then they can follow his championship lead, the championship leader, Mike Marshmallow, and battle him.
Yeah, I'll be back in 2 secs.
There we go. Restart is happening. Anytime soon. Now it's gone. So we've gone racing once again. And here we go. RBZ has got a really good restart here. Mike's a bit of a slow one. And RBZ's going to go on the inside. And does he make this one stick? Does Lars let him have the space? He leaves the space. Lars is gone off the track. He made sure he could do it. But look at that. And RBZ is into P2. And Lars is leaving it. And he goes RBZ. Oh my God. He closed up so late there. And Mike is under pressure for this lead here. It's just not over till it's over, and RBZ is right on the gearbox of Mike Marshmallow. Mike probably doesn't know what's happening here, how the hell he's got here, but right now he's right on his gearbox, on his chuff, and Mike will do everything he can to defend this lead of this race. But RBZ's like, no, I need to get in front, I need to get that gap open, I need to actually just make the deficit up so I don't actually get this wins and get costed here. But good exit. He did.
Incredible scenes. Mike got a slow restart, which enabled RBZ to get past Lars, which is the worst thing that Mike could have asked for. RBZ has got so much more pace. We said it might have been bad for him not to set any laps in qualifying, but we are being proved completely wrong. And he's right behind him here into the...
He's on the outside. He's gone for it. He's on the grass. He's on the grass. And he's a cut back. Oh my God, he's a cut back on him here. He gets a little bit of an oversteer exit, which obviously you'd expect if you got on the grass. He's trying to get this car hang together. But oh my God, it's incredible stuff. And he saw the gap, he went for it. But Mike didn't really play ball with that. He's like, no, this is my line and I'm not letting you have any of it. So we'll see what's at stake here. But Mike's made a big mistake in the chicane. And now it's RBZ's chance. But Mike parks it in the middle of the track. He does not let RBZ get through there. And that's very clever moves there from Mike Marshmallow. And he's allowed to do that, of course. He is the car ahead, and as long as he's a car length ahead, that's fair enough. But now I'm just going to try and set up and move Mike's a little bit on the edge. You know, you can sense it that maybe he's making a few more mistakes. He's a little bit. He's also momentum at this point, and RBZ has got that momentum on his side as right now because he's the one chasing.
Yeah, this is very good driving from Mike. He knew he lost it, but he just parked it right where RBZ was, so he couldn't get past. RBZ had to lift off, and I can tell you the guy that's flying at the moment. Not only Danny, who's down in, looks like 7th place at the moment, but RG Matiz is closing in at a rate of about a second a lap. He can see the leaders, and in 5 laps time, he could be with the leaders as well. So this race just gets better and better and better. The top 3 could well be together at some point in this race, top 3 in the championship, but Mike is not going to let RBZ through. He won't know that RBZ's got a penalty at the moment. Mike has now got 1 warning, but that's not too bad at the moment for him. Matiz has now got a penalty as well, so Mike is looking much more better for the win now.
You can also see that RBZ's actually got a little bit less downforce, and looking in the slipstream, he's catching so much on Mike. He goes to the inside, he's going to try and make this move sticky, he might have to here, and he's gone too deep, and he's locked up, and he's into this.
He's in the pits, so it looks like the intermediate tyres surely for RBZ here, which is a very interesting move. Matiz has followed him in as well, so it looks like everyone apart from Mike thinks it's time, and the undercut is going to be absolutely crucial to this race. It looks like RBZ had more pace than Mike at the moment, so if he can get the undercut, that would be absolutely huge, and it could take him to the victory.
Good indeed, yeah, and that's a very good decision there. He was right behind Mike, as you know, so he's going to be right there. If he can get in front of that 4-cylinder, that would be great. He does get in front of SRL Christian, so that's a good thing, but look at that. Danny M7 is next, and, well, it's not going to be a very easy pass, because Danny knows that Mike's in the lead of this race, and he'll be trying to park it, make sure that it helps Mike.
Oh,
I'm sure Mike will be telling Danny to delay him as much as he can, because we don't want him ahead, but I've got a pretty good exit, and he's parking it in the middle of the track. I think it's the left-hand side. This is a risky move. He has to make this move stick or not. He goes and he's going to try and get the good exit. He's going to sweep back on him. He does sweep back on him, go around the outside, and he does make it round the outside, Danny. What a move from RBZ into P2. So didn't get too held up there, and that's a very good move as Danny closes up in the braking zone. RBZ gets it all stopped and dusted there, so very good.
RBZ was 3/10 quicker than Mike in that second sector. It's going to be so close here. Mike comfortably slows it down to go into the pits. Here we go. I'll go on board with RBZ to see whether he can take the lead of the race. And looks like Lars going past as well. I don't know where Matiz is. Matiz has lost quite a lot of time, it appears like, under the pits, which is disappointing for him. Danny's in the pits as well, so that's double stack. Here we go, Mike's coming out of the pits. Is RBZ going to have it? I think he might have it. Oh, it's going to be so close as we come out of the pits. Here we go, Mike. Going to look around the outside of Lars. RBZ has it. RBZ takes the lead of the Canadian Grand Prix.
And look at that, Mike's right behind Lars. So that's horrible. That's bad. That's a really bad. He must have had a very bad in-lap there. And RBZ now can just cruise. He can't believe he's in this position. He qualified down in 8th place or something like that, and now he's in the lead of the race, and that is absolutely incredible. And that's going to be useful because now Mike's behind Lars, and Lars at this point of the race is slower, and we've seen this. So
oh my goodness.
It's now time for Mike. Mike's making mistakes everywhere, and you can see that RBZ is clearing off into the distance. He's had enough of this, but looking behind now, Matiz is in 4th place. He's 8 seconds back from the leader, so the undercut on the intermediate
he's lost a lot.
Very well. He has, yeah.
He's lost a lot. I don't know how, but he lost so. Yeah, Matiz lost a whole lot. I think he was held up a lot in the pit stops. But if you can, go on, Dutch Gamer Lars' race director, please, because yeah, it's interesting. And he's coming to the pit service drive-through. So the top 3 in the championship are now 1, 2, and 3 in the race. This is exactly what we wanted from this race. Mike is already 1.3 seconds behind, but Dutch Gamer Lars has thrown this race away. I don't know what on earth he's done.
Matiz says
the fastest lap. Yeah, Matiz says the fastest lap. So he is starting to gain, but he's a long way behind now.
Yeah. 20 laps to go. It's all set though, and it's 3 of them now. Top 3 in championship are now top 3 in this race. As Mike tries to chase down RBZ for the win for this race, but looks like at this stage RBZ has the pace over his rival. But if Matiz can catch up to Mike and overtake Mike, that's going to help RBZ big time in the championship. That's going to make him gain a little bit more points on Mike.
Indeed, it is. Matiz starting to lose a little bit, so it looks like Matiz's and RBZ's pace is similar, which is very bad for Matiz. But look at this, Mike is not giving up on trying to take the win on the track. I'm sure at this point he will have checked the race director and he'll know that RBZ already has a penalty, so that could be huge. Mike only has 1 warning, so at this point you have to say, even though RBZ is in the lead, that Mike is probably the favourite to take the victory at the moment. Looking down the order, we've got Porsche Carlin 14th all-rounder and 15th, so not really delivering at the moment. He's got a penalty as well on some pre-race hype. Camundo is in 7th place from 14th on the grid.
Very good. We're going to go down the order and see what other battles are going on here. Nothing really kicking off here as Lars down in 6th place, so he's now out of the podium. Camundo is in 7th, he said. Danny in 8th, 9th for Cushion Gamer, for SRL Cushion, and Melanie in 10th place. So a lot of the guys who are at the front have now dropped down the field. But look at that, V6 Racing is playing with Nick Cruz, and he goes to the right hand side here, doesn't it? Let's move it around the outside of turn 1. Goes around the outside. Can he make this small stick? He can't. Nick Cruz defends as much as he can to try and cut back on him.
Ninjas is retired.
Nick Cruz parks it well.
Yeah.
Ooh!
V6
has hit the wall there, and don't know if he's lost a bit of end plate damage, but yes, yellow flags are out. Someone's parked it, and it's actually in the wall.
Yeah, but yeah, I think he just retired, no terminal damage there, so hopefully see a safety car. Well, probably not, but you never know, never counting it out. So Mike is still in
the outside. Oh, V6 going around the outside. He's going to try and go around the outside of Nick Cruz, and he's on the outside line. He might get a bit more grip on the outside. He does get a bit more grip, and there you go.
Shots is retired as well. That's another retiree. Real Shots is out of the race. Matiz is losing time to the leaders, and he'll be under pressure from Project, who is looking feisty at the moment. Sort of calm down a little bit. Bit of a second gap at the front. And Matiz lost about 4 seconds in the pit stops, which has stopped his charge, which he was charging. His Mike nearly loses it out of there, but he just about keeps the car with good skill shown there.
Another one is Camundo. Camundo's in 7th. He's closing it down on the top 2 in this race. So in terms of that, he's not far behind. So he might be able to make a challenge for 5th place here as Camundo, and I think he's got a very good chance of it.
Indeed.
And getting another runner in the top 5 would be good for their championship.
Yeah, very good for him actually, from where he was on the grid. It's looking good for Renault at the moment. Mike's starting to drop off a little bit, looks like he made a bit of an error. Matiz is dropping off a lot, so RBZ's race pace in that wet is looking the strongest, which we said it might have cost him not doing any laps in qualifying, but at the moment it's not looking like the case whatsoever.
Exactly, he's looking in a class of his own, you know, pretty pulling the gap to Mike, doing what he needs to do, but now he needs to really pull the gap to Mike and make sure we can get that advantage over Mike Marshmallow so he can win the race. You know, that's what he needs to do. But I'm sure he can do it, and it's capable, but Mike's he's no slouch.
Oh, not at all. Mike is still keeping up decently. It's not over yet, this race, with that 3-second penalty, but yeah, Mike needs to really increase his pace a little bit at the moment. If this is going to be the trend for the race, he's probably just about going to lose out. Project dropping off a little bit from Matiz, so this race has definitely calmed down now. After the early hype at the start, but we've got V6 and who's that, Marizano going side by side for P11, and V6 takes that position, so he's up to P11 right behind P10, so that's one to watch for the final points pen position. And Nick Cruz has already been disqualified.
Peters up the inside of Melanie, and he gets the move done, I believe he does. He comes across the line, and he's now the car ahead. That's good for him. He's now into the final points playing position, but behind is Marizano, so he can have a little sniff at it as well. But looking at the order, Danny's now catching up to this pack. So actually, this pack of cars in front of I think it's Ted, Camundo, and Danny. It's closing up a little bit here, and I think there might be a little bit of an opportunity for a little bit of a bit of banter going on.
I think there's going to be some banter here.
Wow. 17 laps to go. I think we need a little bit of banter. That'd be great. As we're now on the lap 19 of this race, 16 laps to go. And Danny's definitely got the pace in terms of in terms of the guys in front. So he's definitely got an opportunity as a Haas in the wall.
Nick Cruz disqualified somehow, I don't know how that happened, but there you go. Coming a right wide feisty Ted for P6, and this could be the banter that we were looking for. Oh, something to report. Mike has dropped off. He's 2.5 seconds behind. RBZ is nearly in the threshold that he needs to win this race.
Yes, and that's fantastic for him. You know, that's now stretched the gap out, and he's broke that slipstream, and now it's up to Mike. Mike's now in the seat, the pressure seat, to close the gap down. So right now it's looking good for RBZ.
Yeah, not only that, Mike
right there.
Also has 2 warnings.
So he's on the verge of a penalty as well. So he's yeah, and it's quite a difficult track for corner cone. But to me, a track is getting drier and drier. This race is not over.
But screw that, Mike has a penalty. So RBZ now is in the lead by 2.6 seconds.
Now, yeah, that's right. And right now, this battle for 6th place is actually really hot up because, you know, they're going to be coming into the
what's happened?
soon for some...
RBZ. What's happened? RBZ's had a big error, big problem. I don't know what's happened. I think his wheel might have had some sort of issue. But look at this. Mike is right behind him. I saw it. He got past Monster, and then suddenly he's going really slowly for some reason. I'm not sure if is this on your screen as well? Mike's right behind him.
Yeah, he's right behind him. He's right behind him. I don't know what's... Yeah. So he must have had some sort of... He's had wheel problems before. Now that, and that was actually from the lead of a race. So... I don't know. He's in a very good position here. He's come back through the field, and it's like his wheel's like, nope, I don't want you to... I know he's got a new wheel, because I know he's got like a new rim for his wheel, so I don't know. That maybe I don't know
what's happening.
He's pulled away though again from Mike. He's managed to get a little bit of the gap again.
His pit light is prepared. He could be coming in for dries this lap. Let's see. As he brakes. No, he carries on. Mike pits. Mike pits. This is absolutely huge for this race now. Mike Marshmallow this time going for the undercut. Of course, it was RBZ and Matiz doing it last time. Will Matiz also going to the ditch? Yes, he will. He's going to get held up by his teammate who'd been lapped. Oh no. Oh no, Matiz! Oh, he's going to lose so much time. Mike Marshmallow has gone on to what looks like the soft tyre, but Matiz, he was gaining time, and that is his race done and dusted.
Indeed, and we'll see how things are kicking off here with Mike. See if he get the grip on those tyres, and you know what? It's not looking too bad for him.
It's looking good. It's looking very handy. Matiz has once again been absolutely screwed at the pit stops, and that is GG surely for him. Now we're going to look at the sector times. Mike is 13.1 seconds behind RBZ, and I think Mike's made the right decision. It could be another disappointing decision from RBZ, which could cost him the race win, because look at Mike, he's flying. Let's have a look at the gap at the second split. It was 13.2 seconds. What's it going to be now as we come down into the hairpin? And it's glitched. No, it's 11.0. He's gained 2 seconds. Mike is going to take the lead of this race.
Up to this now, and he knows he's made the wrong decision there. It was quite wet, if I'm being honest, on our screens even prior to that point. So that's cost opposite. Here he comes into the pit lane, and he need to get a good stop here. He'll be a little bit far behind. So you have fresh tyres. He's going to set soft tyres for the end of this race. Pops them on. Away he goes once again. And Mike Marshall sets the fast up of the race, and he's gone.
He's well ahead. Will Project get RBZ? I don't think he will. But it could be close. I don't think he is going to, though. RBZ just hangs on to P2, and he is 5 seconds behind. And this could well be a race-ending decision from RBZ. We've seen it in the past. We've seen it again. He's one warning away from another penalty, and Mike, another great strategy, could be leading to another victory.
Yeah, and RBZ's going to be gutted with that, but he's now got to just fight back through the field. But podium 9-4, he's on for another podium this season. He's got the podium in Monaco, he's got the podium in China, he's on for another one. And that is great stuff from podium 9-4. Doing an awesome job as the times are chopping down, as everyone's finding more grip on the track. That's really helping.
Indeed it is, and we're expecting a fastest lap, I'm sure, from multiple people at the moment. Matiz was 4 seconds behind, he's now 10.7 behind Mike. Got to feel for the guy, you have to feel for him, but Mike is looking very strong now. He got the strategy call wrong, I'd say, in the first stint. I think it was, yeah, he got the call wrong, but this time he's got it absolutely correct, and this was the one that mattered. The last one didn't matter so much, because he was right behind RBZ anyway. RBZ has gained, I can tell you, 1/10 of a second in the last 2 sectors. Mike Marshmallow is now the big favourite to take the victory.
Indeed he is, and that's the big shot really. But another thing I want to lay on is actually Camundo is actually on a set of super soft tyres, and so is Danny here. So they're on a different strategy. Seemingly they're going to try and switch their super softs to the end of the race. Now, I don't know if that's entirely possible. Softs are pretty easy, but those might be a little bit more difficult.
I think it's a risk from these guys down the order. Look, most of the guys lower order have all gone onto the super soft to try and breach the top 5. That was their thinking, surely. And maybe it'll pay off. Camundo has 1 penalty, but look, if you look at Lars, he has 4 penalties, so he will not be keeping that position. I'm sure about that one, because Camundo's right behind him anyway, so Lars is going to lose that big time. Matiz not really making any inroads into the leaders, and well, at the moment RBZ has gained a little bit of time. His pit light's on for some reason, which I don't know. That's probably a glitch. Once again, great game. And RBZ, we'll see what the gap is. It was 5.8 at the start of the lap. It is now 5.396. So 12 laps to go, but I don't think he can do this.
I think Mike's looking after his car really at this point. He's just trying to get to the end of the race, not pushing as much. And I think it's all lost really, isn't it, for RBZ? And that's a big, mess up there. Losing the wheel. It all happened. It all resulted from that wheel loss. When he lost his wheel there. He just had nothing happening. He was not in control of the car, and lost some time. And now he's behind, and that's a big problem for him now. But another thing is, Matiz is going to be right on anytime soon, hopefully for him. He's going to be right on Project 9-4. So we've got a battle for P3 hotting up, I think. Camundo is playing off our position against Lars. Lars currently in P5. He's got a good opportunity, but Camundo is going to be right there. And so is Danny as well. So I think we've got a bit of a 3-way horse. We had it earlier on as well. So we've still got it hot on here for 5th place. As Camillo's gone straight on there, and Danny's now into P6. So Camillo makes a big mistake, almost like he's actually just lost his brakes or something. But there you go. Danny M7 into 6th place now, 1 position behind 5th place, and Red Bull will be on for 1-5 here, and that'll be a very good job from both of them. But Matiz, right, the fast of the race, 13.6, and that's a very quick time indeed, as the times are tumbling at this stage of the race.
Indeed, Danny in 6th place, so he's recovered quite nicely. Matiz is in 4th, not making any inroads, but let's look at the gap. 4.4, he's gained just under a second, and wow, we said this race was all over, but RBZ, if he can continue that pace, then he's definitely got a chance.
Yeah, if he can take out a second a lap, then yeah, he's definitely on it, but it's going to be difficult. And if he doesn't make an overtake, he's going to make it stick, but Mike can just stick in his slipstream, you know, that's the benefit. But if RBZ can sort of force pressure, then that would be great, but as we've got a lap car getting way out of the way, that's for a monster. But yeah, I mean, if RBZ can catch him up, then Mike might make a mistake. Mike, you never know. He might just make that odd mistake you never see.
But RBZ not really gaining as much on this lap. We can have a look at the order, quick on my screen. So yeah, pretty much the same. What's the gap now? 4.0, so 4 tenths a lap that time around. Mike's got his act together. Must have been some sort of mistake last time out from him to lose that amount of time. Mike does have a penalty. Does RBZ have another one? That's the key thing here. And yes, he does. RBZ has a time penalty. Mike Marshmallow is edging ever closer to yet another victory.
Yeah, and that's big. I get an extra penalty. You know, you're not fighting for position anymore. You're fighting to try and get that lead at 3 seconds. So that's big, a big hit. I think if he didn't have that extra penalty, then it's going to be more realistic for him to actually beat Mike, but now it's pretty difficult.
Yeah, I think this is pretty much game over now. He's going to look to try and gain 3.5 behind, so he is gaining a lot. But yeah, it's probably game over for him now after that penalty, which is unfortunate because we want to see a Titanic battle, but it doesn't look like we'll get one.
Project, yeah. It is, you know, they're next up. I think they're going to be next one to barrel as well as Danny and Dutch Lars. Danny's got the DRS right now, so activated right now. Let's see if he closes the gap down to Lars. However, he might be experiencing a glitch because people keep leaving the lobby, and you know what, he's not getting anything in the DRS zone. So yeah, he's got the glitch. So he's going to try and do it with raw pace. Got a good exit through the last chicane there, but he's not getting anything hardly in slipstream here. So he's going to try something. Towards the end of the straight, he does get a little bit, but now he's going to try and cut back on Lars here. Kind of try and just do something, open a gap here. And Lars got a little bit of a net exit here, but Danny not close enough right as of yet, so he's going to try and get a good exit, hook himself up, and get alongside Lars to make an overtake stick, but he'll concentrate on his exits really.
I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Now Danny is right there in his stream. Obviously this is not gaining him anything whatsoever. Try and dart in and out of it. He's going to get a good exit through here, which has got a pretty good run. And initially, he's got a very good run here. So now, he might have a face opportunity, but he just doesn't have the run. He's having a little look. He needs to get really alongside him. He needs to get within a car length of the car in front. He needs to be within, right on the gearbox, basically, is what I'm saying. But the rest will be activated right about now. So now it's time for him to slipstream him down the straight. And try and get him down here, but it's going to be very difficult with slipstream glitch, of course. And last chicane now. He's going to try and get the good exit here, which he has got a pretty good exit here. There is activated now. Actually, he's got a very good exit. He's closing in on Lars here, and he might be able to make a move sleep, but no, he's just too far back. So right now, Lars doing enough for 5th place. But look at that, Comundo is closing right up as well. So Comundo might have the slipstream at this point. We all know about slipstream glitch. It's very annoying on this game, but we're turning back to battle 3rd and 4th. Project 94 leading Matiz, and this could be the next battle facing up as well. As the gap to the leaders is 3.1 seconds. So it's looking pretty good for Mike, as we've said. But probably making a big mistake there. Matiz is going to come at him. He's on the left-hand side, and Matiz takes the 3rd place away from Project 94. His first tip is the fast lap of the race, 13.412. But Project 94 will have the DRS, I think, this time around. So he might be able to gain that position back. But Matiz made and forced put into a mistake. He made a mistake, and now Matiz is into P3.
Is, and wow, I didn't catch that, but yeah. Stay. Oh, whoa, what was that? James
Joey's. he drove across the track, and that could have really scared Matiz. If that car was still solid, he could have done the RBZ Commando Monaco.
Indeed, that was weird, but okay. RBZ gap is down to 2.8, but with this penalty, pretty sure Mike will have this all wrapped up. Just check he's not going to get another one, which it doesn't look like he will. Matiz has 2 penalties. What does Project have? 1 penalty. So Project, even with that mistake, still looking like a chance of P3.
Yeah, but let's feedback now. Looking at this, I think Project doesn't have the slipstream either. I don't think Danny has it. So a lot of the guys here who are in this top, this battle for 5th place have not got any slipstream. So that's hurting them a lot, big time. And they can't get past each other, and that's putting Lars in a very good position. But Lars, I don't know how many penalties he's got. I'm sure he's got like 3 or something. But whereas Danny's probably got like 2.
4, I think.
So maybe 4. So I think Danny's got this 5th place pretty much wrapped up. But you look at that. I mean, you said like Project staying within 3 seconds of Arjun Matiz, and Matiz got really pushed to get that gap out there. And so they can stay in P3, so it's not going to be an easy job at all. Project's no slouch, so Project might still be on for his another podium here. You never know.
Yeah, he's looking good at the moment. RBZ is absolutely trying to put the hammer down. I think his technique here is going to be to try and force Mike into a mistake. Some way to get him to lose 3 seconds. I don't see it happening, but that's what his plan is going to be. Maybe force him wide to try and make him do something stupid here. But the way Mike's going, he needs 2 more warnings to get a penalty, which isn't looking likely. RBZ will be pushing very hard to try and get this win, which, well, I'm afraid he's lost himself through that strategy call, but the gap's 1.6 seconds. He will catch him, but whether he'll be able to get 3 seconds, I severely doubt.
Yeah, and it's just hugely difficult at this stage, but on the honour, Danny actually got past Lars there, so I really didn't catch that on camera, but Danny was able to get into 5th place right now, and Mundo is looking pretty strong for 6th place here, so he might have a good opportunity to also get past with 5 laps to go here, but he doesn't have the DRS, and nor does Lars. That's interesting. Interesting as well. He's got a good run for the last corner, but doesn't have the DRS, so he can't do anything with it. Fazy's in 8th place. Cushion's in 9th, and Maloney is in 10th. He's right behind Cushion actually, so battle on for 9th place still on here, and Maranzano is still there as well. So these 3 are going to go at it for the last points paying positions, as Maranzano makes a little bit of a mistake on the last chicane. Joe is around down there as well, so Rounder might have a good opportunity for some points. He's quite quick, so he's got a good opportunity for points as well. It's not out of the question for him. But Festus in 13th, 14th for Gorge Krabby's a pretty torrid race of it, and Mike is not far ahead here, and that might help Mike a little bit, get a bit of slipstream, but that's not gonna. Gorge doesn't get away out of people's way very easily all the time, so that's another thing. And we saw Mike complain about it recently, and he's not really playing ball with him as Mike is weaving. I try and say, Gorge, get out of my way. He's
not happy. Yeah, straight out of RBZ's way. RBZ's nearly within a second here. Let's check the gap from Project. Oh, will he be within 3 seconds by the end? That's going to be tough to stay within that as really stretch his legs. Danny's got past Gamer Lars, and Gamer Lars is still ahead of Camundo. Anybody else? Really, not really. Check the battle at the front because RBZ is very close.
Melanie and Omega Show is actually in the way of this, and he's actually under blue flags, but he's not getting out of the way of Melanie here. No, Joey's not doing anything. He's just trying to fight, and that's not really on there. As Christian is struggling on those soft tyres. Melanie needs to get out of the way of, Omega's really get out of the way of Melanie. Joey goes to the inside of Cushion, and now Melanie's got a good opportunity on Cushion. Cushion loses a lot of time here. Melanie tries to make a move here. He's going to try and go to the inside, surely. No, he's too far back. maybe you try and do something here. This is actually quite a fascinating battle here, as Marzano joins in as well.
Indeed, a very good battle actually, but RBZ, what's the gap? 1.0 seconds. He's going to have to force Mike into a serious mistake though to take this one. Project is outside 3 seconds, and he's losing so much time. I don't know why, he's losing a lot of time. He's pausing it, I think. There seems to be some sort of issue with Project because he's losing a lot of time. And that's game over for 3rd place, so it will be the top 3 in the championship today, in the top 3 most likely.
Yes. Christian's managed to support his gap to Melanie in the end, so he's not too under threat there. But looking down the order, it's Camundo is still behind Lars, and Camundo is going to be trying to get his way past Lars here. I sense it. Lars is definitely on for a good points finish here, and I think it's he deserves it. But yeah, Project's lost a lot of time there. As cautious to the way of RBG Matiz. The gap's 1.4 to RBZ now, and Mike is looking very comfortable for this race victory here, as we've been saying for pretty much the rest of this race since lap sort of 19 really.
Yeah, it's been very good for Mike. You just can't deny his strategy genius once again. He's made the right calls. He's driven very well. Good pace in the wet. Solid enough pace in the wet. Not great pace. I know RBZ was a little bit quicker, but solid enough to take what will be a very, very important victory, as we discussed before the race. 3/6 is left. This is going to be a very, very big moment in the championship.
Yeah, indeed. These guys, Camundo's dropped back a little bit from Lars and Danny, so that's what I wanted to say. Maybe Camundo's tyres are pretty much spent on those set of super softs, so maybe Lars is softs trying to come back to him now, and Danny's going to be a little bit under pressure for that 5th place. So battle still on for 5th place as we speak. But it's very interesting here. Melanie is still fighting for 8th now, so he's been able to get into 9th place. Allround is now in 10th, so he's going to still pick up a point as all-rounder. But Melanie's still got a chance for 8th place, but other than that, it's all pretty dire out there. It's nothing really happening, as VC's actually lost connection, as you said, so he's gone.
So Matiz looks like he has P3 in the bag. And looks like the top 3 are pretty much set as we go on to the final lap of the race.
Indeed, yeah, and we're coming through the first corner for the last time, second corner now as well. So Mike is on a pretty much victory lap now, and RBZ can't do anything about it. And it's been a tough race, good fight back for RBZ. He's down in 2nd place, he's right behind. These points do matter. He's not lost too much to Mike in this race. He could have easily lost much more. And the fact he's in 2nd place, he's got to be proud of that. But he knows that the lead could have been his. He could have won this race, but didn't. You know, he's been a little bit more faster in the 6th stint, and he was very much quicker in the wet stint. So in the wet stint, should we say? So Mike's had it all, and Mike's just made the right calls. He's done it well, and he's taking a fully deservingly victory, and he's going to extend the championship gap open a little bit more. But RBZ will take damage limitation here. It's pretty much damage limitation from bad quality here. And here comes Mike Marshmallow. He's coming into the final chicane, and he's going to win another race this season, and he's going to extend this championship lead. And Mike Marshmallow, consistent as hell, is going to win another race in SRL. He wins the Canadian Grand Prix in Season 3. RBZ comes on in P2. P3 for RGBTs. That is top 3 in championship there. They'll take that together. Project 94 in P4. So he will be pretty happy with that. Another top 5 finish for him. Danny M7 is coming to the last chicane now, as he's following Lars home as well. Danny M7 comes home for 5th place in this race, a double Red Bull points finish, and Dutchman Lars comes in home in 6th place. And Camundo drops back a little bit towards the end there, 7th place for him. He was quite far down the order. Detroit, I think, gets 6 actually on penalty, so it's GG to him. SRL Cushion going to come home 8th place, so a double points finish for Force India there. So 7th and 8th, they'll take that probably nicely there, as Melanie comes home for 9th place, 10th place for All-Rounder X as well, and that is your final top 10. So there you go, All-Rounder takes it well. So there you go, there's your final classification. Mike Marshmallow has won this race, as my engineer is telling me about random stuff that doesn't need to be told about. I haven't even raced in this race, so great stuff from engineer, great stuff for F1 2016. Mike Marshmallow wins the race. RBZ in P2, P3 for RGBTs, P4 for Project 95, 4 P5 for Danny M7, P6 for Comundo, P7 for Jessica last for those penalties, blows penalties there. Ethel Cushion in 8th, 9th for Melanie, and 10th all-rounder X. Vice Ted in 11th, Gorgegraph in 12th, 13th for Marazano, AFCA, and 14th, and the rest of them are all DNFs pretty much. So there you go. That has been this race, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. But we'll invite the race top 3.